Hi, Meridian Chamber members. Welcome back to Business Buzz. Today, we're sitting down with Jamie Dilts, who's the RV outfitter, and Aaron Adams, who's the service manager over here at Bretz RV and Marine Nampa. It's good to see you guys.
Thanks for having
me. Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Great to have you on. Okay, so let's dive into a few questions. So what do you sell at your guys' location?
We have a good mix of everything. So, of course, RV and marine. On the RV side, it's everything from little teardrop RV, travel trailers up into some overlander style, and some bigger touring style for longer trips, something for couples, families, a little of everything. Up into fifth wheels, we've got toy haulers, we've got living style. I mean, there's really, we have pretty much everything. Yes. We just specialize in some of the higher quality brands, though. We just found that when we carry better brands, our customers have better experience along with our service to take care of them. On the boat side, we've got, again, good mix of everything, whether it's just a runabout boat for the family, getting out on the water, fishing boats, we've got bass boats, kind of all species boats, we've got surf boats, we've got pontoon boats.
Okay.
And, again, just try to specialize in really good quality brands.
Well, yeah, it's a good time to do this business with us too, since the summer's coming up. So, yep. And I think we're going to take a tour around here after. So you guys are probably seeing a couple of the things that they feature. So that's awesome. All right, our next question. What else do you guys provide?
So after somebody purchases either a boat or an RV, we also have a pretty extensive parts department too. All the supplies, all the essentials that anyone would need to be outdoors and be able to have a good time and not wonder what they need to go to the store to get still.
Right.
But we also have a lot of service related stuff, which Eric can speak to.
Yeah. So the parts department, they specialize in the upfitting experience. So no two people usually like to go camping the exact same way. So they specialize in making it each customer specific experience. And that's kind of where it starts. And then the service department comes in and they install those accessories for the customers as they need. Or, we can pretty much tailor any RV or boat to a specific customer. We can do custom stuff. We can do, any sorts of upgrades or, add-on accessories. So pretty much make it your own. If you can think of it, we'll get it done.
Yeah. Awesome. I love it. What does your process look like for a customer looking to purchase an RV or a boat?
That's an important question. I think a lot of people are curious about, just because, unfortunately, there are quite a few that I've heard of folks having not great experiences with purchasing. A lot of times with some dealers, people walk in, it's kind of a, hi, what's your name? I am, and what are you looking for? And cool, let's go out and look at the most expensive loaded one. And maybe they're showing them something that the manager just wants to get rid of, or maybe they're on a hot streak on a certain type or whatever it might be. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's catered to what that RV or boating style is going to look like. So what we do kind of the flip-flop of that. Rather than spending all the time at the end trying to figure out the details, we'd rather spend a good amount of time up front doing like a kind of a consultation meeting, at least what I like to do, basically talk through what RVing is going to look like for them or boating, what kind of weather they're going to be camping in, what kind of sleeping capacity they what they're towing with, whether storing it, length of stay, what kind of environments they're going to be in, all the important stuff. And once we have a good idea of roughly how somebody's going to be using their toy and how they look at purchasing, then we can go out and find the ones that really make the most sense for how they're going to be using it. So it's a lot smoother process we've found. We've been doing this for quite a while. Family owned for over 58 years now, and our process hasn't really changed a whole lot. We fine-tuned some things, and at the end of the day, we're just trying to make sure we give the best customer experience.
That's important because they're taking it home with them. So they've got to be able to deal with what they bought.
And once we find the right one for them, it's pretty smooth just doing the paperwork, showing them how it fits the budget, and getting them scheduled for their day to take delivery of it. There's a little bit of a lag time in between purchasing and actually picking it up, which most people know from experience. You don't really want us to rush that. It's when we send our technician through, and again, he can probably speak to this, the attention to detail and making sure we're not missing anything. Plus, most people are financing, and it takes our finance team a little bit of time to get an approval and all of that basically to coordinate so that when they come in, it's a really big, important day. They pick up their RV or boat and everything should go smooth. It doesn't always, depending on who's, how a process might look, but the way we run it, we have a pretty good record.
Yeah, and it sounds like you have a good team to kind of help facilitate that process. So
Absolutely.
make it easy for them.
Yep. And our sales team and our service team is not very common in the industry, unfortunately. We actually work together really well.
Yeah.
We have a really good relationship. We like each other too.
Yeah, well, I can already tell. Yeah.
So
Okay.
yeah, after they purchase, can you speak to what the process looks like when you get?
So after they purchase, we'll do a walkthrough. So it's that one-on-one time with the parts person. They'll go through, not only show them, how to use everything, but like I said, trying to make things unique to them. If they're going off the grid, we're not going to sell them stuff to go to a park. And if they go to a park, we're not going to sell them stuff to go off the grid. So it's a really personalized experience there. So after they go through that with the walkthrough person, they get handed off to a service advisor. So they meet their service day to have that connection. And if they added on those accessories, they'll go from there and add it to the shop and make that connection and kind of go from there. And then they have that connection for, the next time they need service or if something unexpected happens, they know who to call. They're not calling into, a generic number to get, Sally on the phone. They're calling to, talk to my advisors that they met on the day of purchase.
Right. Yeah. Very personalized experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, good. What is it about Bretz RV and Marine Nampa that makes a great experience for our customer?
I think it's the people. We have a culture of service. A lot of times people look at RV dealers kind of like they look at some car dealers and they feel like they're just being sold something. From the get-go, even our main metric of how we rate ourselves isn't necessarily about sales. Obviously, we need to sell things to keep the lights on, but our primary metric is actually service related. We have what's called a Net Promoter Score. We call it our wow factor. Companies that have this would be like Ritz-Carlton, Southwest Airlines, Tesla, and it's if you've ever had a service and you get a call afterwards asking how likely you are to refer them on a rating of 1 to 10. 9 and 10 is really the only passing score. Counts for 100 points. 7 or 8 is neutral. 0 points. Anything 6 or below is a negative 100 points.
Oh, wow.
So companies like I referred to, they're up in the 80s, 90s range. And so there's some companies that are not so well known service that are way lower than that and oftentimes negative. So that wow factor, Net Promoter Score is really our primary metric that we're even our sales guys are graded on. I've just actually showed a customer the other day. I pulled up our sales portal and it was a 90. This was a couple weeks ago. So we were trying to float. I think what's our goal? 85.
85. Yeah.
Which is very, very high standard. But to us, that's what we shoot for. We have people that care. We have a culture of caring about our customers, and not just before the sale, but also after. And we're human. We drop the ball sometimes, but we do what we can to make it right. And that's how we're able to achieve such a high score.
Yeah. Well, you guys seem like very nice and authentic people too. So can never go wrong.
Yeah. We try.
All right. So last question, how can our viewers contact you?
So if they want to give me a call, if they're interested in looking at either a boat or an RV or purchasing, 208-775-8682. You can email me, Jamie at bretzrv.com. I actually have a link to book an appointment with me, either to do just that consultation conversation, or if it's to actually look at something, or we can do both at once. I've had some people just want to have a phone call for that conversation.
Yeah.
We've got our website, has a lot of our units listed on there, but I always like to have a chance to chat with folks about what they're looking for before we just go look at it stuff.
Right.
Make sure it fits what they're looking at doing.
Yeah. Okay, well, perfect. Well, thank you for joining us for this week's Business Buzz.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, Meridian Chamber, we've got a few different events coming up for ourselves. Building Your Circle of Influence panel featuring our Mayor Robert Simison and other great leaders in the community. And that is on March 19th. So make sure to register for that one. Our next panel is our Empowered Living panel. It's a women's holistic event, and that is on March 26th. And then we've got 2 more networking events. We've got our after hours coming up at Mint Barrel Barn on March 20th. And then our first Friday event at Frontier Credit Union on April 4th. So make sure to register for all of those. And well, thanks.